What's going on, my wonderful Retro Squad? This is your boy Retro Quin, and today we got the most anticipated sneaker, in my opinion, of 2025. We got the Air Jordan 4 White Cement. Yes, we do have them things in hand right here, looking real crispy and easily a top 5 in my sneaker collection of all time, man. It ain't nothing that's gonna replace that Air Jordan 4 White Cement, man. But we do have a 2025 pair right here in hand, and I do have my 2016 pair up here on display so that we can go over a couple of differences and stuff. I really don't want to make this like a comparison video or nothing, but it's a lot of people, you know, they always kind of have questions and stuff, especially when sneakers come out that's like recently released. Cause like I said, these are 2016, these are 2025, you know, roughly 10 years, less than 10 years, however you want to put it. So people will wonder like, well, why they releasing them already and they look the same? In which, you know, from a bird's eye view, just, you know, quick glance, they do look the same, but we do have a lot of differences between both of the pair of sneakers, in which, in my opinion, I don't think it's enough difference to sway you, you know, to get the 2016 over the 2025, nor, you know, grab the 2025 over the 2016. It's really one of them things where if you can find a great price on them, just go ahead and get them. But in my opinion, I wanted to go ahead and just grab a fresher pair because I know that it's, you know, more recently made, and over the course of times when you're wearing your sneakers, they can get messed up, start breaking down and everything like that. And like I said, the 2016 is one of my favorites in my collection, so I do wear it a good amount. So it felt good to be able to get, you know, an iconic sneaker, one of my favorite sneakers in 2025 again, just so I can have a fresh pair on ice. But we're finna go ahead and get into the details on the box. Got a regular box, so we ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it. Regular, you know, Air Flight Jordan box and stuff like that. So, but the official name of the sneaker is the Air Jordan 4 Retro. The official colorway is Summit White and Fire Red. Got these in the size 11.5, which is my size. You can go up a half size if you want to, but in my opinion, I feel like this is one of those sneakers that's perfectly sized. To me, they don't fit real snug like the sneakers back in the day, like Fire Red 4s. What else we got? Like the Toro 4s, green, what was it, Green Glow 4, like that era when they was making the 4s. To me, you definitely had to go up a half size on them, or, you know, that pinky toe will be screaming at you, man. But these fit really good though. The official color code and style number is FV5 029 100, and I got these at a price point of $225. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the 2016 pair was $220 or $225, somewhere around that price point. So if it was $220, we only got a $5 price bump for 2025. Being that this is an iconic sneaker and we got a good amount of years between the two, I think $5, you know, a $5 bump is justified. Even though $200 is already crazy to be spending on a sneaker, but hey, that's where we at. But I got them right here. This is the 2025 pair. I already got them bust down and everything. I'll let y'all take a look at them and stuff. And I'm gonna put one off to the side and go ahead and grab the 2016 pair just so I can show y'all a few of the differences. And I will have some pictures just kind of floating here and there. Don't have a lot of them, but I did want to show y'all some of the key differences that I noticed during there as soon as I took the shoe out the box. But the first thing that I noticed was how the paint speckles, or like, you know, like just the cement design, it's to me it seems a lot less like subtle on the 2025 pair. But on the 2016 pair, you can see like how bold and everything the like the paint speckles are on the side and stuff, and like just looking at both of them side by side, you can easily tell the 2016 from the 2025 pair. But like I said, I don't feel like that's enough to sway someone in one direction or the other. I just feel like if you can get your hands on it, then just go ahead and grab it. But that's one of the first differences that I noticed. Another difference I noticed was the cut of the sneaker. The 2025 pair, you can see like right here on the back of it, you can see that it sits a lot higher, and you can notice that on the side of the sneaker too. And I did notice the netting was a little bit different on the 2025 pair as well. As opposed to the 2016 pair, and the tongue was a little bit different. It seemed like on the 2025 pair, the tongue seems to me a little bit more thicker in a sense, and the 2016 pair was a lot thinner. So in my opinion, I do like the thicker tongue better because it just kind of helps with that ankle area and just give you a little bit more of a comfortable feel. And as y'all seen in the on foot, I had the 2016 on one foot, 2025 on the other foot, and as soon as I put the 2025 pair on, I noticed an instant difference in the comfort level in which the 2025 pair felt more comfortable to me. I don't know if it's just updates in the technology and stuff that they use on the sneakers, or I don't know if it's just one of those things where I've worn the 2016 pair enough to the point where they've broken in, and just that overall comfort is kind of broken down on the song. But those are some of the differences that I did notice, and I think that might be it as far as like just just differences that you see as soon as you look at the shoe. And also the other thing was like just the overall shape of it as well too. Like even looking right, like right here on the side panels and stuff on the 2025 pair, they do go up a little bit higher on the sides and stuff too. But from what I've known, like just from researching and stuff like that, and Jordan Brand, I feel like they've been doing a great job with, I mean, honestly, since last year for real, like just kind of going back as close as they can to that OG cut from the 89, 90 era, like 85, all of those eras when like those first releases were coming out. It seemed like they going back to those cuts and stuff. And we can go ahead and just jump straight into it. I pretty much done gave y'all a rundown of the entire sneaker, so we're not gonna spend a lot of time. But we can look right here on the bottom. We got the regular Air Jordan 4 bottom, white, black, red, gray pods and stuff like that. Red Nike Air in the center, and then going up right on the side of the sneaker, you can see the cement print. Got your black hits right here. Got your air unit right here on the back of the sneaker too. Can't really tell what color this is on the inside, nor do I really care honestly. But I know some people care about that stuff. But it looks like it's like a gray, maybe the same gray that's on the bottom of the sneaker. But that's pretty much it on that part. Going straight, further up into the upper, we have a pretty much just an all over white leather. And another thing that I did notice was the 2025 pair. They do have that widow's peak that's resembling those OG pairs that released back in the day. So good little touch there. A lot of people don't really care for the widow's peaks. In my opinion, like who really looking that close at your sneaker to just be like dang bro, you got a widow's peak on your shoe, like who? I don't know, man. That's just me. I ain't looking that close into nobody's sneakers and stuff like that. Especially you walking and stuff, man. It's not noticeable. So I don't really care about the widow's peak. But for those people that do care, it is there. And that's kind of like it as far as like just the overall upper of the sneaker. Now, one thing that I didn't like about the 2025 is just the leather quality. It's not bad quality, but a lot of times, like I told y'all, as soon as I take a shoe out of the box, I remove my paper, remove my shoe tree, and I just kind of, just kind of give the leather a quick little squeeze just to see how it feels and stuff. And in my opinion, the leather on the 2025 pair, it feels a lot stiffer. It could just be me, but I feel like back in this era when they was like doing like the remastered or just a better quality, they said it was better quality. I feel like back then the leather was a lot more plush, and like even me just feeling it now, I know I worn it a lot of times, so a lot of times the leather can change over time just with like weather conditions and stuff like that. But just feeling it overall, the 2016 pair they feel a lot more like plush and softer to the touch. And I wish they would have done that same thing with these. And the other thing that I noticed too when I was doing my own foot is that, and which I'm not gonna be able to show y'all on camera. This, if y'all have a 2016 pair, y'all can compare that, or if I'm able to get some good pictures to show the difference, I'll pop them up on the screen somewhere. But I noticed that the color of the 2025 pair, like just the white color, it's a shade different from the 2016 pair. And it's not really nothing that's like a deal breaker or nothing like that. But I noticed that this was a little like not. It's not really like sail white, but it's I don't know what kind of white you would classify that. I know the box says summit white, but I ain't really sure like what I would compare that to. But I do know on the 2016 pair, that pair is a lot more whiter than these. And the thing that was crazy was, even though I've worn those a lot, typically sneakers, they'll have like some discoloration over course of time, especially if you wear them a lot. But even with me wearing them and they're a little bit on the beat side, I could still see that the color was completely, or not completely different, but I could tell that the color was a lot different on that pair as opposed to the 2025 pair. So y'all keep that in mind for people like I don't want you to take it out of the box and think that it's defective or nothing like that. That's just the color that they went with for the 2025 pair. And the other thing that I did notice, in which y'all should have seen on the pictures, but if you look at the 2025 pair, the Nike Air logo and branding and stuff, it's actually spaced a little bit different than the 2016 pair. And you can also see like some paint, kind of like they went with that same cement design. It's like they rolled it over the Nike Air logo. And I'll grab my 2016 pair just so you can see it real quick. But if you notice on the 2016 pair, it's just a regular plastic logo. They don't have any type of paint splatters or nothing like that. So that's a good little detailed touch for the people that care about that kind of stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, they were still doing like that keychain style on like back when the 2016s released. I think that's what they had on. I can't remember whether it was that or if they stuck with the Nike Air, like the little thin paper or whatever, or thin plastic. But that's what we have on these right here. And I think as far as the sock line, or all white sock liner, black insole with the red Nike logo on the inside, and the spacing is a little bit different on these. Let me see if I still have my logo on the inside of mine too, but you can see the spacing was a lot bigger, and I guess like just wider, spaced out more on the 2016 pair as opposed to the 2025. It's a lot more, I guess, like fine tuned and a little bit closer together. But like I said, you got your sneakers on, ain't nobody looking on the inside, but just those small details and stuff. And I did check the price on GOAT. At the time of me recording this, I want to say the prices were like right under 300. So the shoe was 225, on release, about 240 with taxes, depending on what state and city and stuff you in. But being that it's a few days after release and they still like hovering in that 300 price range, they let me know that a sneaker like this, it probably sold out relatively quick. I do know a few places still have some sizes here and there, but for the most part, I would imagine that this sneaker sold out, or not necessarily sold out, but it sold a lot better than some of the other sneakers that's been releasing and stuff, because this is a highly sought after sneaker, one of those sneakers that's very high on a lot of sneakerheads and just a lot of casual wears. Like, this is a very high up on a lot of people lists and stuff. So I would imagine that like they sold extremely well in in stores and stuff. But the prices was like roughly in that 300 range or a little bit under. So y'all definitely keep that in mind. Typically, if a sneaker's not gonna do too well, I've been noticing that it might be 15, 20, maybe 25 over retail. But the fact that these are kind of holding steady at that 300 range, they're probably gonna stay there for a good little while. They might go down lower, but I don't really see these going no lower than, I'm gonna honestly say, like 260, 270. If you can get it in that range, that'll be a great steal, so to speak. That'll be a great steal. But I don't think you would have to pay over 300 for these unless something crazy happens in the market and the prices just skyrocket. But I'm gonna say between that 270 to 285 range, that should be about where you're gonna be at with these. But hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Y'all definitely let me know down below in the comment section if you know, pick these up and add them to your collection. And like I said, some people still have 2016 pair that's dead stock. I did double up on those from 2016, but I ended up selling my dead stock pair. And luckily, these came back out again relatively soon. You know, like I said, 10 years less. That's pretty good time, and especially if you don't really wear your sneakers, you know, that much to beat them up. But I'm definitely glad to have these back in the collection again. A fresh pair that I can keep on ice, and I can actually wear my 2016 pair a lot more now, especially since I know that I got another pair that I can you know, rely on. But y'all let me know down below in the comment section if you got them, if you took the L, or if you just decided to pass because you still got your 2016 pair. But that's gonna do it for the video. Y'all make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Stay positive and stay smiling. And without further ado, this is your boy Retro Quin. I'm out.